Scorpio, the universe has been whispering your name through the stillness, urging you to pay attention to the subtle shifts in your energy, because something beneath the surface has been moving in ways you can no longer ignore. You've felt it, the strange heaviness in your chest, the sense that your peace has been tampered with, that your focus has been quietly stolen by someone who doesn't deserve it. There's an energy around you, a person whose name begins with J, who thought they could walk through your aura like a thief in candlelight, stealing not just your serenity, but your sense of stability. They believed your kindness was weakness, your compassion a doorway to manipulate, and your silence a sign of surrender. But they forgot one vital truth. Scorpios are not silent out of ignorance. They are silent because they are watching. And what you have seen deep down is the truth that this person's intentions were never aligned with your peace. Their words carried sweetness laced with subtle control. Their actions were crafted to confuse, to make you question your instincts, to make you feel responsible for their emotions or their failures. Yet your intuition, that ancient compass of water and fire, began humming louder than their deceit. You started to notice the patterns, the same excuses recycled, the same promises evaporating like mist, the same emotional debts never repaid. That's how spiritual manipulation works. It makes you feel guilty for wanting boundaries. It turns your empathy into currency, and it feeds on your desire to keep the peace. But Scorpio, the universe is not blind. Energy borrowed through deceit always carries an interest rate, and the cosmic balance sheet never forgets. You are entering a season where the truth no longer hides in shadows. Between October 8th and 10th, the veil around your awareness thins. You may see signs in dreams, repeating numbers, sudden waves of unease when thinking of J. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual sirens reminding you that something or someone has been feeding off your light. Yet the warning is not here to scare you. It's here to awaken you. You are being called to remember that no one can take what you consciously protect. The moment you recognize manipulation, the energetic cord begins to unravel. It's like watching fog lift after a storm. Slowly, but with every moment, the landscape of truth becomes clearer. You'll realize where your energy was leaking, where your generosity was taken for granted, and where your loyalty became your own cage. This realization is not loss, it's liberation. You were never powerless. You were patient. The peace they tried to steal was never gone. It was only hidden behind your confusion. Now clarity is returning, like the sun breaking through heavy clouds, revealing what was always yours: strength, awareness, and divine protection. Scorpio, heed this warning not with fear, but with faith. The universe doesn't expose deception to punish you. It does so to prepare you. You are not being broken. You are being recalibrated. So take a deep breath, trust what you feel, and let this truth settle in your bones. Whatever J tried to take, your peace, your money, your confidence, was never truly theirs to keep. Justice is already on its way, carried not by vengeance, but by the gentle, unstoppable hand of divine balance. Scorpio, now that the warning has been heard, the veil begins to thin, and the deeper lesson reveals itself. Not about J alone, but about the invisible currency of energy that flows between souls. You see, money and peace are mirrors of the same vibration. Both respond to the state of your inner balance. When your peace is stolen, your abundance wobbles. When your mind is filled with confusion, clarity about your finances and self-worth slips away. J never simply wanted control. They wanted access to your flow. They played small emotional games, testing your patience, weaving guilt into kindness, making you question your intuition until you began to doubt your own reality. But the thing about Scorpio energy is this: once awakened, it cannot be fooled twice. You are the sign of transformation, the keeper of truth buried under ashes, the one who sees through masks even when others still applaud the performance. J believed they could control the narrative, but they forgot that Scorpios don't chase lies, they let them reveal themselves. Every manipulative word, Every moment they drained you with their crisis or charm became a thread in the web they built around themselves. And now, that web is shaking under the weight of truth. You're beginning to notice it. The strange calm that comes after confrontation, the sudden moments of intuition so sharp they cut through the fog. The universe is returning to you everything that was borrowed without consent. Opportunities resurface, communication becomes clearer, and your sleep deepens as the energy cords dissolve. This isn't coincidence. It's divine accounting. You are witnessing karma at work, not as punishment but as rebalancing. The energy you once poured into defending yourself is now being recycled into creation, insight, and power. You may find new ways to manage your money or feel guided to declutter your space, both physical and spiritual. Follow those impulses. They are sacred housekeeping for your soul. Forgive yourself for caring too much, for giving too soon, for not seeing the signs earlier. Empathy is not weakness. It's your highest form of intelligence, but even intelligence must learn where to rest. What you're experiencing now is the breaking of an old energetic contract, the one that said love requires sacrifice, that peace must be earned through pain. That contract is null and void. You no longer owe Jay your attention, explanation, or emotional labor. You no longer have to prove your innocence or justify your withdrawal. Detachment is not coldness, it's wisdom in motion. And Scorpio, as you reclaim your energy, the universe takes notice. The more you choose silence over argument, the louder your spirit becomes. Every time you refuse to react, you collect interest on your peace. Soon, Jay will feel the absence of your light like oxygen leaving a room, but that's not your concern anymore. You are not their healer, nor their karma. You are your own liberation. This is your energetic renaissance, the moment you stop leaking power and start radiating it. The very person who tried to dim your glow has unintentionally polished it. Their manipulation became your awakening, their betrayal your initiation. You are not the victim of their game. You are the lesson they were never prepared to face. Scorpio, now the wheel of karma begins to turn, and you can feel it in the subtle ways life starts to rearrange itself around you. What once felt blocked or uncertain suddenly begins to move. Emails are answered, payments arrive, connections that were frozen begin to thaw. It's not random, it's divine justice unfolding in real time. The universe doesn't announce its verdict with thunder. It restores balance through timing. Jay thought they were clever, but every false move they made set off a chain reaction of truth that now circles back to them. Energy, after all, is like water. It always returns to its source, purified or poisoned by intention. What they poured out into the world is coming home for them to taste. You, however, are tasting freedom. The heavy fog around your spirit is lifting, and you're realizing something profound. You were never losing. You were being redirected. Every delay, every closed door, every drained conversation was preparing you for clarity. You needed to see who valued your heart only when it served them. You needed to understand that manipulation isn't about you being weak. It's about others fearing your strength. And now that the illusion is shattered, your power feels different, quiet, unbothered, unshakable. This is the karmic return, not in the form of revenge, but restoration. You no longer crave apologies. You crave peace, and that's how you know you've leveled up spiritually. Jay might try to reach out again, sensing your detachment, but their voice will sound different to you now. Hollow, distant, irrelevant. What once pulled at your emotions will now feel like static, and that's because your frequency has changed. You've outgrown the vibration of manipulation. This new phase in your journey isn't about proving anything. It's about protecting everything you've reclaimed. You'll notice that as your energy settles, abundance follows. Ideas you forgot you had begin to bloom again. People with genuine intentions step into your life, and your relationship with money starts to heal. You'll find yourself saying no more easily, setting limits without guilt, and realizing that peace is the greatest profit you could ever earn. The universe rewards alignment, not exhaustion. And Scorpio, you are finally aligned, with truth, with purpose, with divine timing. Justice doesn't always look like the downfall of others. Sometimes it looks like your calm after chaos, your laughter after silence, your glow after tears. That's real victory, the kind that doesn't need witnesses. The more you stay grounded, the faster the universe works in your favor. You might see signs confirming this. Feathers, coins, or recurring numbers like 333 or 888, reminding you that karma isn't punishment, it's precision. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So stand tall, Scorpio, because this part of your story isn't about what was taken. It's about what's returning multiplied. Peace, clarity, and prosperity are making their way back to you, guided by the same unseen forces that once whispered the warning. The cycle is closing, the scales are balancing, and you are walking out of the storm not with vengeance, but with victory written in the calmness of your soul. Scorpio, now comes the part where the dust begins to settle, and what's left is the radiant version of you that no longer needs to prove your worth to anyone. The chaos has served its purpose. The pain was the teacher, and now the lesson is complete. You've learned that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you protect. Jay may still linger in thought or memory, but their power has dissolved like smoke in sunlight. They thrived in confusion, but your clarity is lethal to their games. You see, manipulators lose oxygen in truth. They can only survive in places where boundaries are blurry. And you, Scorpio, have become the embodiment of clarity itself. You no longer explain your silence. You no longer second-guess your intuition, and you no longer negotiate with energy that disturbs your spirit. That's not coldness, it's evolution. This is the rebirth phase, where your strength becomes calm instead of loud, and your confidence feels sacred rather than defensive. Every hardship you faced has sculpted you into something unshakable. You've walked through emotional fire and come out refined, glowing, magnetic. The same intuition that once hurt you by revealing too much will now guide you effortlessly through life. You're starting to notice subtle but powerful shifts. You wake up lighter, your space feels clearer, and conversations that used to drain you now simply fade into background noise. You don't need to fight for your peace anymore, because it's no longer negotiable. It's the foundation you build upon. And that energy, Scorpio, attracts miracles. The universe moves faster around people who are certain of their vibration. Opportunities align, intuition sharpens, and timing becomes divine. Money that was delayed finds its way back to you through unexpected channels. Projects reignite, and even your creativity feels richer. This is not luck, it's alignment. You've unclogged the energetic pipes that Jay once blocked, and now abundance can finally flow freely again. The world around you begins to mirror your inner restoration. You may start noticing colors feel brighter, music hits deeper, even your body feels more grounded. These are signs that you're not just healed, you're expanded. You've become a vessel of transformation itself, embodying the truth that no betrayal can destroy a soul rooted in purpose. And while Jay may try to reappear, looking for the version of you they once knew, they'll find only reflection. You've outgrown the vibration they once controlled. They'll see their old patterns bouncing back at them, like echoes in an empty cave. That's their karma, not your concern. Your energy is no longer a battlefield, it's a sanctuary. From this point forward, your boundaries will serve as blessings, not barriers. You can forgive without reopening doors, love without losing yourself, and give without being emptied. You've turned pain into intuition, confusion into wisdom, and endings into portals of creation. This is your spiritual renaissance, Scorpio. The moment your inner power stops waiting for permission. Justice isn't a court ruling. It's the peace you now carry like armor. So breathe, straighten your crown, and know this: you didn't just survive manipulation, you transcended it. The person you've become is the karma that Jay must now face. Scorpio, this is the moment when divine justice steps fully into motion, not as thunder and lightning, but as the quiet rearrangement of everything that once felt unfair. The universe does not forget what was taken from you. It keeps a perfect record of energy, intention, and truth. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night, every time you silenced your intuition to keep peace, all of it has been written into the cosmic balance. And now that balance is being restored. What Jay tried to steal, your peace, your clarity, even the confidence that guides your financial and emotional choices, was never truly theirs to hold. They borrowed energy that did not belong to them, and the universe always calls back its loans. You will begin to notice subtle confirmations that the scales are shifting. It might be a random opportunity that lands in your lap, a long overdue payment suddenly released, or simply the absence of anxiety when you wake in the morning. These small moments are not coincidences. They are justice in disguise. The karmic storm is not about punishment. It's about precision. The energy you once gave freely now returns through blessings, protection, and abundance that align perfectly with your vibration. Jay will experience their own reflection, not because you wish it, but because that is the only way the universe teaches balance. You, however, are being elevated above the chaos, asked to focus not on what they lose, but on what you are regaining. You are reclaiming peace as your natural state. You are reclaiming self-trust as your compass. You are reclaiming your spiritual wealth, which can never again be traded for approval. Justice feels different this time. It's not loud or dramatic. It feels like deep rest, like breathing after holding your breath for too long. You'll find that you no longer crave explanation or closure, because closure was never theirs to give. It blooms inside you the moment you stop needing their validation. Scorpio, this new chapter requires gentleness. Rest in the awareness that you are already protected, that everything conspiring against you has turned into a lesson for your ascension. You have learned discernment, which is the highest currency of spiritual growth. You no longer fall for shiny promises or empty flattery. You read the frequency behind words. You have become fluent in truth. And truth, once integrated, becomes armor. The universe is asking you now to focus forward, to direct your energy into creation instead of correction. Every thought is an investment. Spend it on the future you desire. Let forgiveness be your final act of power, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Forgiveness closes the loop of karmic energy and releases you from carrying what's not yours. When you forgive, you don't free Jay, you free yourself. This is the part of the journey where you rise not as the wounded, but as the wise. The same peace that was stolen now expands tenfold because it has been tested. You are walking proof that spiritual justice is real, that faith is stronger than deceit, and that energy always returns to its rightful source. So as you stand here, between the echoes of the past and the promise of your rebirth, know this: the universe saw everything, and the verdict has already been delivered. Justice isn't coming, Scorpio. It's here, wrapping you in calm, blessing your path with restoration, and whispering softly, "It's over. You won."